I'm back with 10 confessions of an ex-flight attendant.
Cooking soda
I'm gonna do you a favor and lay out 10 tips on how you can maximize your comfort, all from an ex-flight attendant. This is probably the number one question asked, and that's, how can I get a free upgrade to business or first class? Now, you may get several different answers from different flight attendants, but in my experience, I found it best if you're just simply nice and you ask the flight attendant. Flight attendants tend to travel for hours on end without eating. So if you do plan on asking for anything from a flight attendant that's out of the normal, bring them some food, some cookies. Not to say I've ever been bribed before. Anyway, on to number 2. You're allowed to ask for more food. After each flight ends, all excess containers that still contain food that haven't been opened are all discarded. So don't feel ashamed at all to ask the flight attendant for more food. And while we're on the subject of food, that brings us to number 3. Whatever you do, if you want quick service, don't ask for a diet soda. It's by far the hardest thing to pour on an airplane because the fizz just will never settle. Number 4, avoid too much alcohol. 1 glass of alcohol in the air can be compared to drinking 2 on the ground because the alcohol affects our blood much differently when in high altitude. Number 5, bring your own pillows and blankets. There are a lot of things that are cleaned after a flight, but the pillows and blankets are definitely not one of them. They are usually just folded and reused again, so you'll never know if there was a passenger before you that may have been sick. So to play it safe, bring your own. Number 6, the lavatory door can be opened from the outside. There's usually a small mechanism behind the no smoking sign on the lavatory door that allows us to, in case of emergency, open the lavatory door. Number 7, drink only bottled water. Often referred to as potable water or water from the sink in aircraft, have been found to contain huge amounts of bacteria. You should avoid any tea or coffee that doesn't use bottled water. Number 8, avoid the bulkhead seats. Bulkhead seats are usually the seats right up against the dividing wall within the cabin. Now, you need to avoid these because these are usually seats where mothers with babies are placed because they have more room for the baby carriers. Number 9, check to make sure you have a life vest at your seat before you take off. Now, this is more of a safety tip because it's common for passengers to steal these life vests as souvenirs. Number 10, be the last person to board. Being the last person to board now provides you the opportunity to see every open seat available, and you can have your pick without having the stress of some other passenger claiming that they're their seats. I hope you found my tips useful, and I hope they make your next flight that much more comfortable. And don't you ever forget, live to get lost. And don't you ever forget. I'm forgetting to say. And don't you